Well, hey everyone, it's Marcus, and welcome to more chatting in my jungle room. I'm thrilled because I'm talking to some music artists that I absolutely adore. Their music is killer. Please welcome Harry and Connor Lambrou, who are known as LamBros. How are you?
We're good. How
Good,
you
thanks.
doing? Thanks for having
Awesome,
us.
thank you. That is, when did you first come up with Lambro? Because, obviously, the play on words that you didn't even have to play with much was iconic.
Yeah. Yeah.
We actually started out, we're brothers, right? We've been playing since we were kids, and we started out as Lambrou Bros, and it was a bit of a tongue twister because our last name's Lambrou, so we thought, just condense it. We're
Yeah.
bros,
Yeah. Yeah.
Lambros, just
Yeah.
one word, just that's it.
Most people pronounce our last name as Lambro anyway. So we were like Lambro, okay, well we're bros, Lambros, that'll do. Yeah. So we just condensed it at some point and that was it. We went
Yeah.
for then from then on.
I freaking love it. Hey, so let's stay back in the early days for a minute. Did you both set, obviously you both have been musical forever, I'm sure, but did you always intend to get into the industry as a duo?
Well, it kind of happened naturally, to be honest. Like, we've always just been jamming as kids. Like, like at the Christmases, we all get together and play the drums and guitar and sing our songs to the family. And then it just sort of progressed. We started playing little gigs at school, then we started busking, and then we started doing gigs at clubs and pubs and like music venues. And it just happened. And like we fell in love with playing live and playing to an audience that, appreciates original music, and it was just like, I don't know, it just happened. Like, it wasn't a thing that we just said, oh, it just happened. So
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, I think definitely. Yeah, definitely it happened. We kind of didn't plan it, but we were playing together a lot, yeah, like Harry said, during school and stuff like that. So I think the turning point was probably when we went busking. I reckon that was
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
because we had a really good response, and then as soon as we did that, people started asking us to play gigs, and we were like, oh, well, we never really thought about like
We've never
playing,
played a proper
yeah,
gig.
getting paid and going and play gigs at pubs and stuff like that. We were underage at the time, so it was all very new to us. But yeah, it definitely happened naturally rather than kind of, like thought about a lot. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Organic is cool.
Yeah.
Perfect when it happens organically. You know what? I'm just a little bit jealous now that you weren't my neighbors as a child. Things turned out so differently. It could have been the Lambros plus one, or
Yeah.
the neighbor.
Yeah.
Had a different career path.
Mm.
Hey, and also, if you're anything like me, my parents used to play music all the time in the house, and my mum and dad's vinyl collection was my pride and joy. Were your parents the same?
Yeah.
Yeah, so our parents are not like musicians per se, but they love music. So our parents were really, really influential in the early days for us, and sort of like introduced us to like Delta blues, like real heavy stuff. And then you have like the 80s funk, and then we had some like, the old school rock like AC/DC and like
Yeah.
Angels and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So we've had like a real big mix of sounds like as we were brought up.
Yeah.
And dad plays a little bit of a harmonica, so he taught us how to play that. And
Mm.
it's just we are a musical family, and we sort of just taken on everything that we've been subject to. It's cool.
And the sound that you've got now, fast forward, the sound that you've got now, where did you find your inspiration? Who kind of musically, who kind of led your way into your sounds?
Oh, it was honestly a mix of different artists. Like I said, like Harry said, growing up, we did listen to a fair bit of blues and like funk and rock and soul and all that kind of stuff. But honestly, when we started playing, it was more. We kind of learned a couple of covers, but at the same time, we just started making music with like the tools that we had. So like Harry had a drum kit, and I played acoustic guitar growing up mostly. And so we put a drum kit together with an acoustic guitar. Dad had a didgeridoo in the house, which he taught us how to play as well. So we started fusing all of these kind of elements that we had together. I was mucking around with a loop pedal at the time. Harry was always multitasking, putting percussion and things together. We're quite hands-on too. So at that stage, even then, we were kind of mucking around making instruments and stands and stuff like that. So we literally just threw all of our like influences together and just started jamming. And that's how our sound started forming. We knew like we started writing songs like, oh yeah, this kind of sounds cool. Let's follow our nose in that direction. And the sound comes out of that. But on a different week or a different day, we'd follow a different direction and a different sound would come from it. I think Like most people would attest to that if they've ever been to a LamBros show or heard our music online or whatever. There is a very large variety of sounds, but that's all like I guess painted with the palette of what we do, what we do live and the instruments that we play and how we kind of make our music and build it. So yeah.
You do a top job.
Yeah.
2017, you started putting music out actively in the music industry.
Mm.
It was Do Something, which was a great track. I tell you, one of my favorite tracks of yours that I keep on resonating with really well. In fact, I was just playing it earlier this morning in the lead up to this. Is 19? Sorry, I was going to say 1920. We probably weren't born then. 2020s. Gold. A track
Oh,
Mm.
incredible. I love it. I keep on going back to that one. Um,
thank you.
Aside from the new one that we're going to talk about in a second, have you got another track that you personally, individually resonate with that you've done?
Gold is definitely special. I think, yeah, hit the nail on the head with that one. It's a very like intimate song. It meant a lot to us when we wrote it, and like, yeah, we filmed a live video for that one in our grandmother's living room as well, which is on YouTube. And it was just it's a very reminiscent kind of a song. It's got that sort of feel to it. Yeah, definitely one of my favorites, and a big contrast to some of other stuff, which gets really heavy and really, up tempo. Gold is definitely a moment in time that stands out for me personally, for sure.
Yeah.
Mm.
And Harry?
Myself, probably either Why Wait or Convenient. Convenient was just the one just before this new single You Won't Call. But it's like a real sort of bit of a fusion, like in terms of the drums and like, syncopation and different hits, and it's like very involved, and like playing it live is just like another level. Like it's we have fun because it's so difficult. It's one of our most difficult songs to play. So we're like, looking at each other. Oh, did you do that hit? Did you do that hit? Yeah, yeah, yeah. See how locked in we are, and it's cool. Like it's like a real groove, like rhythmic sort of song. So it's yeah, that's probably one of my favorites, I would say.
You Won't Call. You just mentioned it. You Won't Call is the new track, which has only just come out. Lyrically, it's like beautifully, let alone the musicianship. But yeah, lyrically, a great song, obviously about being let down. Did you draw on personal information from that, or did you use some friends kind of situations? How'd the song come about?
Yeah, so I wrote the lyrics to the song, definitely from a personal place. I think a lot of people have been through that kind of situation where you feel let down by someone. Yeah, whether it be, friendship or relationship, it was personal for me. So it was kind of one of those things that just came out quite organically, almost like therapy. A lot of artists will say that as well. When we sit down and start, putting pen to paper and writing our thoughts out, it's more of a diary, honestly, to begin with. And that's how this one started as well. So yeah, personal experience of being let down, being led on, kind of being in that weird space where you're like not really sure where you stand. You want to commit, you care for someone, but at the same time, they're kind of dragging you along, and it's hard to admit that to yourself, sort of a thing. So yeah, that was a personal place, but at the same time, when I sort of brought it to Harry and we started discussing the song in the meeting, which we always do, I kind of perform the song to begin with for Harry every time I write a set of lyrics or an idea. And then we kind of discuss it and what it means and how, what it would mean for Harry, what it would mean for me, kind of a thing, and how people connect to it. And then we show people as we're making it, to get their thoughts as well. It's really nice that you can, sort of look at the lyrics and extract that meaning out, personally for yourself and for other people as well. The lyrics are personal, but at the same time, when people listen to it, it becomes, it's sort of a little bit of it goes to someone else, and everyone takes their own experience out of it, because I think it's part of the human experience to be let down by someone. It's definitely part of it's part of like, growing up and building, that, having thick skin and learning to move on, because it's the hardest thing to do, really, to try and move on from that.
Mm. Oh, you're so right. Because obviously the people that listen to the music take on their own meaning behind it. You may have had one intention when you're writing the lyrics and the music,
Mm,
but other
mm,
people, connect it to something else that may be going on in their life. Like I've heard,
yeah.
brilliant classic songs used at funerals and weddings,
Yeah.
in contrast.
Yeah.
But
Totally.
and you've got no control over that as artists. People will
Mm,
take from it what they want. So
mm.
with the music, when you're writing the lyrics, are you someone that can sit down and just bash it out, like there's the song, or do you kind of come back and forward over the course of a couple of weeks? How does it work?
Yeah, I think definitely this one was kind of interesting because it started with I knew like I was feeling like I wanted to kind of get that out, like get that out of my system, those kind of emotions. And sometimes when that happens, it starts with lyrics. Like I'll just write down a few thoughts and stuff like that. But with this one, I almost started with that idea, like the rhythm of the song, but then I knew I was feeling or wanted to write in that way. So the style of this particular song is like a 6/8 feel, like that, like the dun dun dun.
It's a bit of this old school soul sort of
Yeah,
a thing.
a soul style, and it's very expressive. So with this particular one, I had that feel, and I almost like kind of looped it to myself. I played a couple of chords, sort of a thing, and then most of the lyrics, I'll say, came out in one night. But there's always the process of workshopping it. So yeah, I think like you said, probably a couple of weeks to finish everything on, touch it up, and figure out the bridge and stuff like that. But it's one of those things where you like sort of sit down in a dimly lit room late at night and like collect your thoughts and write them out, sort of a thing. So yeah, that's kind of how this one happened.
You missed out with a glass of wine.
Yeah, totally. Yeah,
It's like
definitely.
I know you guys. It's like hey, so when you are putting the whole song together, do you prefer to like work separately, or do you come together to build it up? Like, how does it happen?
I think usually what happens, well, it depends on song to song. It can be different. But most of the time, Connor will come to me like with a riff or like you said, a set of lyrics and a bit of a guitar rhythm or something like
Mm.
that. And what we find always works is like if the song is played acoustically, just by itself with no bells and whistles, like that, you can tell it's a good song if it stands up on its own. And when we do it, we always sort of like to play it live. So before we jump on the computer, we'll say, "Oh, let's do this, let's do that. Let's see how it feels playing live," because we're live musicians. That's where we come from. Like that's what feels natural to us. And I think when you produce things, it can sometimes get a little bit I don't know the words,
It can
probably
get lost.
it can
Yeah.
get lost what you're trying to portray, like that rawness.
If you were to just jump straight onto the production straight away, then it definitely is in danger of getting lost in production and lost in trying to make it sound like something where it should be a full song, exactly like you said first. So that's
But
usually what we do.
yeah,
Yeah.
we come together and we jam it out, and then we'll record a few ideas, and then we'll play it again live, and then it's sort of not like a process where we go bang into the studio, record everything, and then we're out.
Mm.
It's just like it evolves, and it's hard because we're both perfectionists, and we do take too long with songs, but there are babies, so by the end of the song, we're always proud of it, and like we listen to it, and we're like, "Oh man, that's actually pretty cool."
You literally, I think, have just answered my next question, so I may have to gloss over it. But where do you feel more comfortable? Where do you feel more, what comes more naturally to you? Is it creating a song or performing the song?
Look, I think to start off with performing, that's how we grew up. We were playing other people's songs and learning music. But to be honest with you, when we get in the studio and we get in a role, we do feel just as comfortable and just as happy. Like they're both our safe spaces. Like whether it's creating music or performing that music live, we honestly love them both. But home, like where we started, is on the stage for sure. But yeah, we have a very special relationship. We have a home studio, so everything we do, like the creation and the recording and the mixing and the mastering and making the album cover and organizing the tour dates and all of that is all happening in the same like kind of space. So we get used to that whole process and like it's all become merged into this one whole music experience for us. So it is very special. All of it is, to be honest.
All right, damn, I'm catching a plane immediately, coming over to you. I'm going to have a session in your studio tonight. Gonna
Yeah, let's do it.
crack open
Let's
the
do
red
it.
wine.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
coming in from another angle now. Obviously, you guys put together some really cool videos, music videos as well. And there is one that is beautiful for You and Cole. Do you enjoy the process of creating the music videos as well, just to really build that song to life?
Yeah, for
It's
sure.
awesome. We filmed the video for You Won't Call in pretty much like
One day.
one day.
Yeah.
And it was just like me and Connor, and then
Our sister
our
and my partner
sister.
as well. We just had like a four-person team and we ran around. But the ideas were there, and then like kind of what we wanted to achieve and how we wanted to achieve it was like kind of fleshed out. I thought about it before. Similarly, probably in a dimly lit room, thinking about how I can present this song in a way, in a visual form. Most of the time with us, we do live videos. That's what we've been doing for the past, quite a few years now. Like we get in the studio and we record a full live one take version of the song, which we definitely still may do with this one too. But we felt that we wanted to try something a bit different and add a bit of a different visual experience to You Won't Call. So yeah, the idea was generated and then we all came together and we had fun
It's
actually. It was a
fun.
really fun
It's fun.
day. Yeah.
There's one shot in the video where he's got his guitar with jeans on in the water, like sort of up just up to his waist, and it's like, whoa, you don't want to drop the guitar, $3,000 there. The camera is sitting there in the water. Don't step on a rock, or
Yeah.
it's all good fun. But like the result was really really special. I reckon it was nice.
Yeah.
You need to promise me something, or don't have to promise me, but you know what I would love more than anything? Next music video, you do it live, but from Adelaide.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, Adelaide.
we've never been to Adelaide. Always wanted to go there.
Bucket list,
No.
definitely.
And this is my bone I've got to pick with you because you guys are about to do the New South Wales tour. Excited, yeah, but you've got to get to Adelaide really soon, please, because I'm aching for it, as are thousands of other fans here. But it kicked off this tour on just Saturday gone, the 28th of February. Now we're into March, and it is gonna continue on. 7th of March, you are at the Day Brewery, and then you got the Beach Hotel, then you got Dulcie's Cottage, and then wrapping up 21st of March at the Pleasure Club. What happens at the Pleasure Club stays at the Pleasure Club.
That's exactly right. You said it. You said it.
No one needs to know. Don't put that in the music video.
No.
So obviously you've ticked off New South Wales. Is there talk of an Australian tour?
Yes, there is definitely talks of an Australian tour. You Won't Call is another one of the singles off of our impending, incoming third EP, second or third, is it? Third EP.
Third.
And so when the EP comes out this year, we are fully intending on going around the country, and we definitely want to play a show in Adelaide. We have so many friends that have been to Adelaide and been to SA and played some really cool shows, and they reckon it's a really cool and happening place, and I definitely believe them. So we want to get down there and play some music for you guys.
Please do. And if you can't find a venue, come and play in my lounge room amongst my jungle, and I'll bring my friends over.
Oh man, that would be awesome.
wild.
That would be awesome. We love it.
Buy the wine.
Yeah.
Hey, proudest moment so far in your almost 10 years of being active in the industry. What would be your proudest moment so far individually?
What do you reckon?
Yeah, that's a tough one. Probably a year ago we did this gig, and it was a backyard gig at our grandmother's house, and it was not a paid thing. It was like we just invited all our friends and family, and we set up a stage on like pallets, and set up some nice lights and stuff like that. And man, that gig was like so special. Like everyone was like locked in. There was probably what, like
Almost 100, I'd say. People.
100 people, but like
Yeah.
it was just such a nice gig because we grew up there, in this place where we feel so comfortable playing music for all these people that we love. It was just like really really special. It was something like next level. We loved it. It was cool.
That was a special night. I think the backyard shows and like the secret shows and the shows in your jungle, like that kind of stuff, they are really special. Like because you get to be up and close with the people and everyone's there experiencing together. It's a very like mutual kind of experience. The show. It's not like you're this. Not to say that you're disconnected at a normal show, but you're very much in the pit together, like you're in that experience together. And then, you talk to everyone and like, it's just a very natural experience. So that show in particular, yeah, I agree. That was really special. I think for me, I don't know, we played a blues fest a couple of years ago and it was a very like happenstance kind of a thing, like the way that it came around. And it was also after a sequence of events that was just like we thought to ourselves, why me? We were thinking at that point, and then eventually, we got to that point. We played at Blues Fest, and we played 2 shows that year, and it was very, very special. So that was definitely another memory I'll never forget.
Fantastic. I love what you guys do. Like, seriously, your music is amazing. When you do come to Adelaide, I'm going to help you style the venue that you work at, and we're going to turn it into a jungle. We're going to turn it into a jungle party. That's what
Let's do it. That sounds awesome.
Hey, last question for you guys. All right. You eventually get to Adelaide. I take you to a karaoke bar. What's your song of choice?
Oh, man.
It's hard enough to get Harry to sing on our songs, let alone get him to sing someone else's song. I don't know what you're going to choose.
I don't know. Something.
You know what? I love singing. It's so weird. When I was younger, through school and that kind of stuff, I used to sing in like jazz bands, like in jazz orchestras and stuff like that. And I would always love busting out like a Frank Sinatra, like a New York, or like a, I don't know, Stevie Wonder, or like just like the classic stuff like that. They're just really great songs to sing. I reckon I'd bust out something like that. Maybe a bit of Frankie.
Yeah, me, I don't know. Maybe like
Something without words.
422 or John Cage or whatever. Nah. Maybe like a bit of Akadaka, like Long Way to the Top or something like that. Yeah.
After a good couple of bottles of wine, I can tell.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Harry,
yeah, 100%.
Thank you so much for chatting. What a pleasure to meet you guys. I've got a feeling this is not going to be our last interview. I cannot wait to interview for next time round, where we can announce a full-blown Australian tour, which includes Adelaide. Yay.
Let's book it in. Sounds good. Thanks very much for having us.
Connor, Harry, thank you so much for chatting. Congratulations on the new music. All the best with the New South Wales tour, and I look forward to seeing you around very soon. Cheers, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, Markus.
Thanks so much.
Take care.